The world has ignored and completely erased a genocide that happened there between 1967 and 1970. With
I know about that. Go on.
3 to 5 million children starved to death intentionally as a tactic to subjugate the Christian South. That is erased from history.
If I may for a moment, anyone who simply listens to you will simply say, oh, this is a marginal podcast, this is a guy who is fanatical about his issue, this, that, and the other, and they'll shrug it off. I am in a unique position to confirm everything you have just said, Mike, because as a teenager at the time, all the wonderful British public, my wonderful baby boom generation in Britain, was all up in arms about the monstrous, worse than Nazi evils of the United States in Vietnam. It was their protests were hysterical, cowardly, hypocritical, contemptible. Nobody was involved in protests about the Biafra genocide and the slaughter and murder of 3 to 5 million Igbo people, including at least 2 million children, as you said at the time. I didn't do much. I marched in the protests, I waved the banners, but I also had one unique opportunity. I had a chance to meet the British Foreign Secretary of the time, Michael Stewart, at a Labour Club meeting. It was all very English and civilized and polite at Oxford University, and I asked him to his face what he felt like being a mass murderer comparable to Adolf Hitler and Eichmann. I thought he would rant and rave at me, but no, the evil little shit was full of fake compassion. He said, I can't sleep at night, but what else can we do in our policy? Our policy is the humane policy, this, that, and the other. He had his conscience perfectly trained to jump through hoops on behalf of British Petroleum and the oil interests of the City of London. It was exactly as you said, even then. But please, go ahead. As I say, I'm in a position to confirm everything you have just said, and I do so.
But our historic memory includes the notion that your greatest days were under Ivan, Peter the Great, and Catherine the Great. In other words, when you could control your neighbors. And people don't want to be controlled anymore. They want to be free to chart their own course. I'll never forget the first time a man with impeccable military credentials, the warden of Rhodes House, who was Admiral Viscount Montgomery's aide-de-camp in World War II, said, you know, you're going to have to leave Vietnam. For the same reason we had to leave Nigeria. We left Nigeria, it was a horrible war, 3 million people died, but we had to go, and you're going to have to go. And I said, why? He said, because they don't want you. You know, people want to chart their own course, they have to feel secure.
No, it is not possible. It's not possible. This persecution of the Igbo people, this orchestrated, almost global persecution of the people, stops with me. It cannot happen. Very well. It can never happen. That is why we do what we do. That is why I do what I do. I am campaigning for the freedom of my people because of the persecution that we are facing. Yes. It's as simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
The rules change when it comes.
Obodo kwesịrị izu Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dọsa ya Chineke nnadị ngosi. Onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke Brexit ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke nna gị wee biko ka iwe kpọọ ha ọkụ. Kpọọ ha ọkụ kpọọ ezinụlọ ha ọkụ.
Okay. Finally we are getting there. I'm thanking everyone that is actually working towards the restoration and the freedom of the great Igbo people on this planet Earth. We cannot continue to be living like this. It makes no sense that we are rich, but some people have made us poor. It makes no sense that 90%, before the ratio used to be 80%, now it's 90%. 90% of people living abroad are actually sick. This is for my blood pressure. You have to check your blood pressure every day. This is for cholesterol. This is for stress. This is for anxiety. And this is a multivitamin capsule. This is the kind of life we live abroad here. Everybody is sick. Everybody is sick abroad. We are all sick abroad. We want home. We want to go back home. We want to go back home. That place we call home. We want to go back home. This is not life. It makes no sense that we are living like this. So we just want steady electricity and leave the rest. Let them steal the rest, but we want steady electricity. We want to come back home. Thank you.